that's the best thing to see Paul McCartney out there making new music and touring the world.
Yeah.
72 years old. So cool. And Ringo Starr out there playing so great and having such a great band around him as well. It's just so great to see those guys still out there playing and making music. And I remember being around Les Paul right up until he was 94, and I thought, I played with him for many years. Every time I came to New York City, I'd always make sure that I was there for his Monday night shows, because he did 2 shows on a Monday night at a club on Broadway there called the Iridium. And a lot of people didn't know that Les Paul was a guy who slept during the day and stayed up all night. He was nocturnal. And so it always amazed me when I first got to know him that he would play 2 shows and then meet the entire audience one at a time, sign autographs and get photos with them till 1 a.m. And he was 90 years old, I thought, this is amazing. And they said, he goes home now, and then he gets some calls, people on radio, and talks on radio all night. And then he goes to bed at 8 a.m. So his bedtime was 8 a.m. So, that's how he had that great energy at night. He had to reverse his life when he got older. And the other thing is that I never seen anybody who loved to play the guitar as much as Les Paul. He was more than crazy about playing the guitar. And when the arthritis in his body and his hands got so bad, he wanted to be able to sit and hold the guitar at a certain angle so he could play it. He couldn't quite play it comfortably, so he got the surgeon to break the thumb and reset it at a funny angle. So it grew back at an angle so he could continue playing the guitar on an odd angle like that. Now that's dedication. It's a bit like the old question, what's the difference between bacon and eggs? Well, the chicken's involved, but the pig's committed. And that's Les. He was committed. So, it was just so inspiring being around Carl, And just recently, in Germany, I played a show with a guy who I admire so much, a flamenco guitar player named Paco de Lucia. Paco has always been my favorite flamenco player, and he's getting on in years as well. And he came out and played his heart out for 2 hours. It almost took my breath away in every song. I thought I was going to have to rush back to my hotel room and take my blood pressure medicine. It was so good. And I talked to him after the show. His main concern was what he was going to eat after the show. That's what he was looking forward to, because Spaniards eat late at night. See, so he said, I've got to play well so I can enjoy my dinner. So there's something in that. I don't know what it is, but there's something in that principle there. Earn your dinner. But it's just been great to be around guys like that. And now, I see so many young players coming up behind us, and they're everywhere. They're young people in Russia, China, Croatia, Serbia, England, Canada, you name it, everywhere, Japan. There are just so many great young players around. And I'm so glad about that, because Chet Atkins and I, so many years ago, just about every day when we had a chance to hang out and have some quality time together, that's what he wanted to talk about getting music, getting fingerstyle guitar playing, and his music, and Merle Travis's music, and Jerry Reed's music, taking it around the world and inspiring young people. And when when he couldn't travel anymore, you know, he would always want me to ring him and he was so interested in what was going on in the world and who was playing what, you know, and I'd say stuff like, hey, Chet, I'm in Malaysia and I'm doing a workshop. You've got a lot of fans here. And he'd say, I do. And I'd say, do you have a message for your fans here? And he'd say, yep, tell them to tap their foot. That was his message. Tap your foot. Okay. So, I'm just sad that I didn't get to meet Merle Travis, but I sure fell in love with his music at a very early age. I actually heard Chet first, and I know that Merle came long before Chet. And you know, when I heard Chet on the radio the first time, I had one of those moments where I knew that's what I wanted to do. Well, whatever he's doing, that's what I've got to do. I don't know what that is, but that's what I've got to do. And you know, he told me the same thing. He said, when he tuned in the radio, he was down in Columbus, Georgia, living on a farm with his father, and his father gave him a little crystal set, and he built it, and he tuned in the radio from Cincinnati, and he heard Merle Travis on the radio, and he had one of those moments, and he said, that's what I want to do. That's what I've got to do. And it just seems such a simple thing to say, but it's true, that when you know that's got to be your course, and that's what's driving you, you better get on with it, you know? If there's anything I've learned about life, is it's not a rehearsal. This is the real show, ladies and gentlemen, so you better get on with it. And that's what I love.